Hi guys, today I will be speaking to you about a training called 5S. 5S is not only just a system, it's a culture and a philosophy that many organizations implement. It helps aid in workplace organization and productivity throughout the workplace. The intended audience for this presentation is for people as yourself who have no knowledge of 5S, or operators who are new to a workplace and need to be educated on the process. The third bullet point on this slide is audit process analysis. If you look at the sheet in front of you, you have 5 categories on the right. These categories will all be explained throughout the presentation, and each S is one of the pillars of 5S that will be further explained throughout the rest of this presentation. As you can see here on the bottom of the slide, there are 2 pictures, a before and after picture. The before picture is before 5S philosophies are implemented inside of this appears to be a cabinet. The after picture is after 5S is implemented. Some of the improvements you can see throughout because of implementation of 5S are the labels. A lot of the excess material is gone. It looks decluttered. So why would you implement 5S? There's a few benefits I want to touch on today. The first one is it can help lower a company's overall cost. The second, it can help improve safety because workers are being more conscious of what they're doing. The third is to increase productivity. And the last one is it's going to increase overall employee satisfaction. Now I'm going to talk about the first pillar. Now there's 5 pillars of 5S. There's sort, set, shine, standardize, and sustain. All 5 of these pillars need to work together to have an overall ideal outcome of the 5S system. The first pillar being sort. Each pillar has a main goal, and for this one it's sort, to eliminate all unneeded items and materials not needed for current production. Sort will get rid of issues such as extra tools and materials impeding the workflow and wasted time spent looking for tools and materials. It helps eliminate safety hazards because of clutter. One method of implementing sort is a red tag method. So if you're at your workstation and there's extra materials but they're not needed for production, you can put a red tag on them. This red tag then tells other people that it's not needed in that area. Once the red tag is on it and you haven't moved it, you can do 4 things. So you can either decide that it needs to stay at that workstation, you can relocate it to a different position, you can dispose of it altogether, so throw it away. But the 4th one is you can put it in a red tag evaluation area that some manufacturing floors will have, and this red tag area will then be further evaluated after the red tag process goes on and you decide what to do with it. The second S in 5S is set. The main goal of set is to create a specific location to store and retrieve tools and materials. Now there's 2 main methods I'm going to describe of setting products. The first one being label and sign. For label and sign, if you think about that before and after picture I showed previously, on the after picture there are labels underneath the shelves. This would be label and sign. You're actually labeling where items go in a specific location. The second method is tool outline. As you can see on this image, behind each tool there's a white outline. So say you pick up the hammer, which is the 3rd item in, and you use it, you know exactly where this hammer is going to go when you're done with it because of the tool outline on the shelf. Now the set tools, you're going to want to put like items together. So if you use a hammer and nail together all the time, you're going to put those 2 items together so they're easily accessible for the operator. The other thing is you want to clearly mark them so everyone has ease locating them. And then more frequently used tools, you want to put closer to the front so they're more easily accessible. The next S is shine. Shine is the last of the 3 fundamental goals of 5S. The first one, like I said, was sort, set, and now it's shine. Shine focuses on workstations, equipment, and materials, staying clean and keeping these in working operating order. This can lead to employees being in a better mood because equipment's less likely to break down and it's in better shape and upkept. One of the main philosophies of shine is not just cleaning but also inspection and routine maintenance. So we have some operators actually oiling or greasing parts of the equipment on their own time and making sure that all the access grease is cleaned up. You know, if they're oiling something and the oil spills, they're going to actually clean it up and not have a maintenance crew member doing it. This makes them more proud of their work and have more operator responsibility during the process. The 4th S is then standardize. Standardized focuses on creating procedures that inform conformity throughout all these 5S principles I've been talking about. A couple ways to do this. You can create a schedule. If you think about a public restroom, sometimes you'll see a piece of paper on the wall, and it'll have like the time somebody's been in and the task they need to do, so just sweeping the floor, wiping off the countertop, and they'll have initials by each one. That's what a schedule would do. This shows you what needs to be done at the time you do it. This also helps improve employee ownership because their initials are on that sheet stating that they took ownership and all their tasks have been completed. Another thing you can do is a checklist, which is kind of what you see here, kind of like the bathroom example I talked about earlier. And this example has the 7 days of the week and then a to-do list of items that can be done. Another thing for standardized is some supervisors will do employee evaluations. So they evaluate their employees to make sure that they're actually conforming and doing all of these principles of 5S. The last step in 5S is sustain. Now you want to make sure all of these processes are actually being implemented throughout the process. Diligence is key to long-term success of 5S. Sometimes it's draining and repetitive, but you have to keep doing it to make sure that your workplace is the way you actually want it to be. A couple ways to do this. You can assign specific times to accomplish tasks. You can say every morning at 7 a.m. you're going to oil valves on a machine. So every morning at 7 a.m. you do this. The second thing is you need to work from the top down. Management needs to lead during this process so that the employees see them and want to follow. Another thing you can do is get everyone involved. You can create a reward system. So when employees are doing something right, they can get a reward, and if they reach to a certain point level or a certain level, they'll be rewarded. The last one, visual aids. The more somebody sees something, the more likely they are to remember it. I mean, it's a proven fact. So in this sense, you can make newsletters, create posters, or even banners to help them implement 5S. The image here at the bottom shows a poster of 5S and being in a manufacturing facility. So it talks about all 5 of the steps and a little blurb about each one. In conclusion today, I have talked about a training of 5S. 5S has the potential to transform a company into a safe and productive environment. The 5 steps, as mentioned, are sort, set, shine, standardize, and sustain. All of these 5 principles have to work together to create the ideal outcome. Thank you.